Hey everybody, I am live. This is the infamous Kiki. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. If anything you can do, please like the video. Just go ahead and hit that like. And then if you're really special, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And then you'll get notified whenever I go live or whenever I do videos or anything like that. Um, I like to say hello to anybody that may be here tonight. I'm a little late tonight. I'm late, but I'm not too late. Anyway, this is my channel. What do I do here? What do we do here? I watch shows. I don't have anyone to really watch it with. Sometimes I may have my kitties here. Sometimes, just sometimes. But I really like to watch shows that I particularly like or care for. And I don't have anyone to watch it with. It's just little old me here. So I watch it with you guys. Tonight, I'm going to watch The Serpent Queen. Now, I was supposed to watch Andor. I watched the first episode, but I watched episode 2 and episode 3, and that was good. But episode 4, yeah, Andor. Andor, unless it picks up, I may do a review of it, but I don't think I'm going to be watching Andor live. So as much as I love Star Wars, and I'll still keep watching it, but it's just not good. It's kind of boring. It's just kind of boring. Oh, okay. I got a message. Sorry, I got to handle this message. Oh my God. Sorry, I got to answer my email. But yeah, I'm not watching Andor. I'm still watching it, but I'm not going to watch it. Sorry, I have to do this, but I have to turn my volume down and all that. But anyway, I had to turn my ringtone down and stuff and get ready. Sorry, y'all, should have prepared, but this is live. This is impromptu. And so I'm trying to and you see me over here typing this because I don't have a fire. I have a Fire Stick, but I don't have a remote. I lost my remote. It fell into the back rooms. If you know what the back rooms is, I'm sure you'll get a kick out of that. I promise you. I think it fell into the back rooms. Like that's the running joke with my children at the remote, because literally the remote was in my cover, and then next thing you know, it was gone. So that's the joke, is that we fell into the back rooms. Anyway, I'm watching the Serpent Queen. This show's on Starz. It started September 11th, season 1, episode 1. I'm watching it. I have watched Becoming Elizabeth. I've watched the Red Queen, the Black Queen, the Yellow Queen, all the queens. Like, I love their shows. I am a huge Outlander fan. Like, Outlander be having me so. I may do a rewatch of Outlander. Outlander be having your girl so in her feelings. Like, I stopped watching like season 4 because like they had this episode and where the daughter gets sexually assaulted. I had to stop watching it. I be getting my feelings so hard about Outlander that I have to like stop watching it for like a year and then come back to it. But Outlander is probably one of my favorite shows. And I watched it like I think a year or 2 after it came out. I binge watched it because people were just talking about it. And Outlander, it has so many things. And if you have not watched Outlander, please watch it. It's been on the air for like 5 years. And it's one of Starz like highest rated, or I don't know if it's Showtime or Starz, but it's one of the highest rated shows. It's phenomenal. So make sure, you check that out. But I may do a rewatch of Outlander. But like I said, there's a lot of episodes and a lot of seasons. And it is so emotional. I don't know why that show just gets me emotional. I was going through some things when that show came out. I broke up with my ex. And so a lot of, a lot of things were going on. Let's just put it that way. So when I watched that show, I used to get very emotional. And I'm going to try to start rewatching it again because I didn't forgot. But Yeah, it's one of the few shows that I've ever watched where I get so emotional I have to stop watching. There's only a few shows that have gotten me like that. I may do a video where I have a list of 5 shows that have gotten me so bad emotionally that I just start watching the damn show. Like I have to keep coming back to it, keep coming back to it, because I just be so emotionally wrapped up into characters or plot lines. And either it's because they disappointed me or something. Anyway, but it's a story for another video. But I love history. I really, really, really do love history. If you watch my other videos, I watched Gilded Age. I love any kind of costume drama, whether it be, British, Spanish, French, Korean. I like costume Korean dramas. So you were watching The Serpent Queen. Like I said, I know I'm late to the party, but hopefully I can catch up with this week. I think I'm going to try to watch 2 episodes a week. But thank everybody who's come here and watched this with me. Yeah, like I said, in my time, it's like 9:30 at night. I don't know where you may be at. But where you might be, it may be a different time you might be watching this. And then, like I said, this is going to be definitely spoilers because I'm watching the show. I will comment and make comments. It is history, and I really love history. And so I will try to interject, not too much, but I'll interject like my own historical uh, uh, perspective and just tell you little tidbits and things I know. I do know a lot, not a lot, but I do know some about the Medici family and the shenanigans and how they pretty much ruled Spain and France. Um, you know, yeah, I'm answering. I'm doing 10 things at once, but I do try to watch how to follow history, and I will jump in, and I try not to interject too much, but you know, I, but I'll try to interject. Try not to bog it down too much with my historical hot takes. And so we're gonna start, and this show looks, like I said, I've heard really good things about this show. Uh, so I got to get my remote out because this is my remote and try to pot it up. So let's see. There we go. My phone is like being slow, y'all. This like beginning is so metal. It's like it's so metal. It's so metal.
You the one they call it? Actually, I've got a name. Cut once, yeah. Why? Fucked if I know.
Okay, so this is France 1560. France 1650. Let me put a pause this show. This character, her name is Nahima. That's her name. They said she gets called it. Uh Let me, like I said, put it on pause. I try to give my timestamps throughout the show. Um, but uh she is obviously a biracial girl. And if this is France in the 1500s, she could be mixed with Arab, she could be mixed with North African, she could be mixed with Southern African. And for anybody that's talking about the historical accuracy of any of this, um, then then I would just have to say that again. I've said it over and over again in my videos, over and over again. If anybody's talking about the historical accuracy of African people or people of African descent or brown skin folks, let's say in plain language, being in any kind of medieval show, I would say that you really need to read some books. There's books about Africans in medieval Europe. There's books about Africans in Italy, in France, in everywhere, in England, in almost every country uh, had Arab and African traders, especially when you're talking about Italy and France. There was a serious trade routes, and there were merchants from all over, especially when you're talking about port cities, and especially when you're talking about large cities. So it wasn't too unusual to see in the sea of European people to see mixed race people, brown skinned people. It happened. You don't see it a lot in TV shows and movies, but that's not historically accurate. That's not real history. Real history has it to where there, in like I told people again, in a sea of 50 to 100 European Caucasian looking, whatever that means, Caucasian or white looking people, I promise you, within if there was a group of 50, there would be at least one brown skin. If it's a group of 100, there would be one or two brown skinned people or mixed race people, because it just happened. People traveled, people ventured forth, people had children. It happened. So the idea that we don't exist in medieval history is an outright fabrication and a lie. We did exist in medieval Europe. There were tons, more than what people, I wouldn't say tons, but more of what people think of, because they've been taught in history that Black people were back in Africa in chains or something. This is before the slave trade, especially before the slave trade. There was Arabs, Persians, and Black folks everywhere. So as to how she got a job in this house, I'm interested to see how. The question I have is, I'm interested to see as to how she got a job in this house. That's the question that I have regarding all of this. It's like, because usually getting a job in a royal house was either because you knew somebody that knew somebody that knew something about it, or something like that. So I'm interested to see how her backstory, and how she got a job. And obviously this character is called a port of entry. She's a point of entry character. She represents the audience. And so we kind of don't know what's going on. So I guess we're going to try to see things through her mind, and they're telling her to take food to the queen. In real life, Catherine de Medici, she really had an aura. They called her the Serpent Queen. They called her the Black Queen, the Devil Queen, the Witch Queen. They said she practiced. They said she practiced witchcraft. They said she was really into the occult. So there was all kinds of things that circled. That's why they were telling her, don't look at her in her face and look at her in the eye, because apparently they thought Catherine de Medici practiced witchcraft and she was in league with the devil. People thought she was the devil. So we'll see. So she's there to give the food to the queen. And the lady that plays Catherine de Medici, she really looks like her. She favors her a lot, even down to wearing the black. Her husband had died, and so after that, her husband died. She just went to wearing black all the time. And I didn't know that, like, around this time in the 1500s, as a widow, you had a choice between wearing all black and all white for a certain period of mourning. And so most people chose all black, I guess, because it's dirty and dusty, and wearing all white just wasn't convenient. But she chose black, of course, and she wore all black all the time.
They're not, actually.
So she's talking to her.
Wow. Sure you get your own back? I pray for their souls, as I pray for yours. I'm grateful.
She's talking to her, saying, I pray for your soul.
I feel better to get your own back every once in a while. You look hungry. You've heard too many stories.
So she's offering her some oranges, saying that she looks hungry.
My second son, Charles IX, will be crowned King of France. For the next 7 days, I'm to be consumed with preparations for pageantry. Feasts, balls, decorations, all the details that are supposed to entertain a woman.
Fun fact about Catherine de Medici. Okay, Samantha Morton. I've seen Samantha Morton in other stuff. She plays Catherine de Medici. Fun fact about Catherine de Medici. First of all, Catherine de Medici had a hard childhood. Her parents died when she was younger. She was pretty much passed from relative to relative to relative to relative. The Medicis were a powerful, powerful family in France and Italy. And several popes were Medicis, and they weren't of noble birth. They got their money from merchant and from trading. So they were one of the richest families in France and Italy, but they did not have, I mean, some of them married into nobility, like Catherine de Medici. Her parents were especially her mother was part of a noble line, and I think both her parents died of syphilis when she was younger. But she had noble birth through her mother, but her father, they would call them all kinds of names. They would call them bastards. They would call them lowborn. People did not like the fact that the Medicis had pretty much worked their way up into the biggest and richest circles in France, in England, in Italy, became popes, so they wielded lots of power. The Pope back in the day wielded lots and lots of power. I mean, nothing like today. He wasn't just a religious leader like the popes was, like a kingmaker back in the day. And so Catherine de Medici, she was passed to her grandmother, and I think her grandmother died when she was like 3 or 4, and she was just passed on from family to family to family. So God knows what kind of life she has, I would think, as a girl child, being passed from family member to family member throughout her life, and the sense of survival that I think that she probably, and the spirit that she had to have, because she really didn't find stability until she was like 11, 12 years old. And she was married off when she was 14 to the king. And then when she married the king had a mistress. The king didn't really love her, didn't really pay attention to her for a while. They didn't have any children. And so he wasn't the king at the time. He was just a prince, and then his older brother died. And then when he became king, they were looking at them like, okay, y'all need to have some kids, chop, chop. And so she couldn't have kings, so she resorted to all kinds of craziness to try to have a child. You see my camera? I just flipped it. She resorted to astrology, numerology, all kinds of things to try. I mean, she would drink pregnant animals' urine, strap things to her hoo-ha. Like, she all the old folk wives' tales and stuff that she had to do. I mean, imagine how she smelled as she walked around dripped in pregnant cow urine or whatever, like she was trying to do whatever she wanted to do. But eventually she ended up having like 10 kids, and 9 of them survived. So into like adulthood or teenagehood. And so whatever she did must have worked, but that's how she got her reputation as being like into the occult and magic and stuff like that. Her husband notoriously cheated on her and had a mistress, really older mistress. It's kind of creepy. And Catherine de Medici, how she acts with Rahima, she actually had a half brother that was actually biracial. So I'm watching this thinking, well, maybe, that's the reason why
did not entertain me.
She kind of felt some type of way.
I would like somebody to.
And I don't know if they're going to show it. I haven't read any spoilers, cast, or anything about this show. So we'll see.
Could be you. And me. You remind me of myself when I first came to this country. You don't believe me.
So she's telling her, you remind me of myself when I first came here.
And you're just a poor little servant girl who doesn't even have a name. Rahima. Oh, Rahima. Let you in on a little secret, shall I? I used to be just like you.
Oh, wow. She said, I used to be just
Someone
like
else's shoes upon my feet. Shivering.
Yeah, she came. She was pretty much like sold off to the highest bidder to marry her in a good family when she was 14.
The only question is.
So it's pretty sad.
What are you willing to do to change it?
Okay. Yeah.
Turn the other cheek.
She said,
Pray
turn
for
the
those
other
who have
cheek.
trespassed against me.
Turn the other cheek.
I'll tell you a little story. And you can tell me what you would have done differently. How does that sound?
She's going to tell her a
I'll
story.
begin.
This is different than what
I was born of wealthy parents.
Okay, they going
The
back.
wealthiest commoners in Europe. For that, my family was envied and despised in equal measure. But my father had a weakness. Syphilis drove him to his death within the year of my
syphilis.
birth. My mother, infected with the same, followed soon after.
Oh, dang. I wonder, did her mom really, jump off the roof? Did her grandmother, yeah.
She died in her sleep a few months later.
Okay, yeah.
It's bad luck.
Then one time, yes, she was raised in a convent.
As it is in heaven.
And she was treated horribly in a convent.
I was raised along with the rest of the unwanted children. Like you, I believe that if I were good, God would protect me. I was wrong.
Look familiar?
Aha! She's stealing food. She clever.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own
You're late.
understanding.
Wait a moment. Where is my orange?
The markets were emptied. The soldiers have ransacked Florence.
Oh, she lying about the orange.
Silence! Come closer.
Ooh, them nuns will fuck you up, girl. No, girl, No, she blind, but she gonna mess you up, girl. Oh my God. She slacked the shit out of her. She sucked the dog.
Do as I say or you'll have it yourself. Medici bitch, I'll teach you to lie to me.
Oh my God.
I have always had a strong imagination, as if I could see things before they happened.
Oh no, the dog is looking at her like, girl.
Now get out of my sight!
If I want them badly enough.
Oh Lord. She blind? The dog died.
It's dead. It's a quality some people don't appreciate.
She said it's a quality some people don't appreciate.
Had I known the risks the nuns were taking having me under their roof.
She said it's a quality that some don't appreciate. So in other words, I like this. She trying to say her quality that she be killing those folks. That she got that evil eye. She got that evil eye on that ass. She said it's a quality that some don't appreciate. She be killing them folks. All right, I got you, girl. This is funny. This is wild. I like this. Oh, Lord. There's a bunch of soldiers storming the gate.
Apparently, my head was still worth something to the starving soldiers of Florence.
Where is the Medici bitch? This is a house of God. I suggest you leave immediately.
Oh, wow. They're looking for her.
And I suggest you fuck off.
Oh, no. I like the fact that they have a little person in this show so far. She getting it. She running.
Hurry!
She talking about hurry. Okay.
Cut it, hurry!
Oh, she's finna hide out.
Who amongst you would interfere with the bride of Christ?
Oh, dang.
That was the first time I knew I mattered to anyone.
Oh, dang. They just straight up kidnapped the old girl.
I had never before left the convent. My first impression of my fellow man was less than favorable.
Girl, she left the convent talking about what? They didn't kidnap her ass. Oh, wait.
Will you help me?
She asking for help.
Something tells me you'll be all right.
How would you know?
I'm a fortune teller.
He said I'm a fortune teller. I told her she gonna be all right. Oh, here comes the Pope. Here comes the Pope. Oh, that's Charles Dance from Game of Thrones. We paying, was it Pope Clement?
Gentlemen, I believe you have something that belongs to me.
Uh-oh, the Pope
Until
just
then, I
showed
thought
up.
I was alone in the world.
That is not close to what we owe. We're glad for you. By the authority of the papacy, I command you to free her.
Pope then showed up and showed out.
Eternity.
Now, he's a Medici like she is. He's one of her relatives. He just showed up with the big body cross. Look, they all like, well, shit, we might as well just kneel.
The power of presentation.
Right.
The impression.
The power of presentation. Everybody started kneeling when he showed up with a big body cross.
Take her. She's not worth the bother.
He said, take her. Oh. Go ahead, girl.
My dear niece.
Oh, that's his niece. She better kiss the ring.
What have you done to her hair?
This is where she was taken in. Oh, what are they doing to his butt?
Abscess on my exit makes riding a terror.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He had an
I have
abscess
wonderful
on
news.
his butt.
Bit of a brainwave on my part. Your marriage has been arranged.
Marriage?
Yes. Yeah. Second son, the King of France. Not a bad-looking kid if you can trust the rendering. And a more flattering version of your likeness was sent to Paris. That's been accepted. And the only task remaining is how to minimize.
See Charles Dance like butt naked, put his butt off, all like this. Oh, yeah.
You're not very much to look at.
Oh wow, he told her she was ugly,
Would
basically.
you mind? Oh. It's such a shame that you didn't inherit your mother's looks.
She spitting his drink, girl. She wild, girl. She wild. She is spitting his damn drink. Come on.
I'm told you're intelligent, so that's good. Tends to last longer than mere beauty. And luckily for us, King of France has a passion for all things Italian.
With you, he gets a handful of duchies.
Milan, Parma, Piacenza, to be precise.
As well as the usual extortionate dowry.
In return, we get protection against that slack-jawed ingrate in Madrid who's done a bit of a number on us of late, has he not, Cardinal?
What if I don't want to be married?
I'll make this abundantly clear.
She said, what if I don't want to be married? Like, look,
Our
check.
armies are beaten. Our soldiers, who didn't have the foresight to get themselves killed on the field of battle, are all starving. The people blame the Medicis, which makes you the orphan offspring of the most despised family in Europe.
Dang.
And without the protection of France, we will both find ourselves hanging by our feet in the Campo di Fiori before very long.
Oh, wow.
In short, it doesn't matter what you want.
Doesn't matter what you want. You getting married anyway, girl. At this time, she was only like 14 years
You won't be
old.
entirely alone. A distant cousin of your mother's, Diane de Poitiers, is highly regarded in the Valois court, and I'm sure she will be of some help to you. Now, I'm sorry, but we have to make sure that you're intact. So.
Oh, no. I gotta make sure she intact. Oh, is she a virgin?
Genova, raise your skirt.
Oh, no.
How is this different to what the soldiers plan to do to me, you're wondering? Not much.
She's all there.
Excellent. Well, in that case, we don't have a moment to lose.
Oh, I gotta make sure she was a virgin. Yuck.
Your Grace, to what I owe the honour of my visit.
My niece is to be married to the youngest son of the King of France, and you will make her the most beautiful bride the world has ever seen.
I'm not a magician.
Then I suggest you become one. You will be accompanying my niece to France as her personal atelier.
Red is
Oh,
not her
Lord.
colour.
No, red is
We
not
need
that
more
girl's
ornamentation
color.
around
It
the
washes
neck
her
line
out.
to
She
divert
looks
attention
drab.
from her cheek.
Something refreshing about being picked apart like that. Something honest. I knew right away I was in the hands of a professional.
She has nice ankles. Make sure every dress is 2 inches shorter, so they are always visible along.
Talking about she got nice ankles, child.
All the rage in Asia.
Oh, no. Oh, Lord, them shoes. Like the
Which
ones
will
that...
highlight the best feature. You must be prepared to dance on your wedding night.
I don't know.
So you must learn.
The French view the Italians with suspicion.
What goes out must go up. What goes around.
As known
We
poisoners.
step out with the right, bring our left to our right, and a little rise up and down.
Who are overly
She'll learn how to
emotional and more
dance.
interested in art than conquest.
The French are unfamiliar with the fork.
How do they eat?
I have no idea. With their hands, presumably. Right.
He said the French are unfamiliar with the fork. How do they eat? I have no idea. I have no idea.
Like so.
With their hands. Oh, she looks nice.
Do you really think this is going to work?
What choice do we have?
It's not enough.
Did you say something?
She's saying it's not enough.
Yes. I said it is not enough.
As if you have ever won anything violent.
No, I have not. The marriage is not a foregone conclusion. Despite what the king thinks, the French don't like Italians. The common opinion is that we are backward, impractical, and overly emotional. They especially won't like them without royal blood. I'm not beautiful. I'm not refined.
Dang. She
If the
keeping it
people
real.
of France are to accept the orphan child of the most despised family in Europe, we must distract them with finery. Unless, of course, this is the best that you can do.
With the budget I was allowed,
She's
no
smart.
one could have done better.
Well, then the budget must be raised. Because it is not enough. Unless, of course, we want to end up hanging by our feet in the Campo di Fiori, right, Uncle?
We'll get him what he needs.
But your Grace, with the retinue, the dowry, the trousseau, we simply don't have the budget.
Oh, and peddle indulgences to some of your wealthy friends who like fiddling with little boys.
Oh,
I
God.
don't care what you do, but raise it, because the girl may not know her place, but she happens to be right.
So she's saying that she needs better.
Well, the preparations proceeded more smoothly.
They're making a wig for it. They putting their wig game on point. And they're redoing the dress. She's saying that she need to look laid and splayed, honey. Like, in order to impress these French people, then she need to look. Oh God, that wig.
Then came the task of selecting the rest of my
That wig
retinue
is
to accompany me to France.
She done brought out like
I was
dancers.
hoping to introduce you to Silvestro Nicolini, the top perfumer in Florence, but he has taken ill quite suddenly.
She ain't got dancers.
So instead, his daughter...
Angelica. I'm sorry my father couldn't be here. Stomach ailment.
Dancers,
Potentially
singers.
fatal. Tragically.
What happened to your eye?
Walked into a door. Clumsy of me. My father is so patient. I've made a blend especially for the Duchessina's wedding. What's in it? Lavender, benzyl alcohol, camphor, ethanol.
Could any of those cause stomach ailments?
Potentially.
Perhaps I could use someone like you.
I'm at your service.
She done made her some perfume out of it. Lavender,
When friends
ethanol,
get pressed, you can expect loyalty in return.
camphor. Like, I'm like, girl, is that poison or is it a perfume?
Even. I did her conversion myself.
She got flautists. She got
I thought I
everything.
could use someone who knew how to charm powerful men.
She'll be a testament to you.
You should know that France is a shithole.
He said France is a shithole.
A princess in that shithole.
Dang.
Balance beats being a commoner here any day.
He said France is a shithole.
Familiar faces.
What do you do?
This show is funny.
I love a juggling dwarf.
You don't know how to juggle?
What difference does it make? Whatever I do, people find it amusing. I could pass gas and people would find it funny.
It's true, it is very, most amusing.
People are idiots.
No,
She will be my fool.
as you wish.
She got a
Yes,
juggling
you
dwarf
want to
that
stay
don't know how to juggle. She's just like, she tried to juggle and was like, you know what? Look, what difference does it make?
And to Christina Caterina, of course.
I needed your help and you left me to die. Well, I didn't die. Too bad for you.
On the contrary, I made a prediction. But evidently that prediction came true. So you didn't need my help.
Tell me my fortune now.
Oh, I got a fortune teller, supposedly.
I think you see as well as I do. If you learn to use your powers, you will achieve greatness.
I am to travel to France to marry the king's son. I want you to join me as my personal magician.
Personal magician.
Magicians in France.
I want him.
This dude's gonna be her personal magician, y'all.
You are a beautiful girl. But in my limited experience, marriage requires the bride to be a blank canvas. From here on, everything depends on your total submission. And if your new husband wishes you to read the scriptures with him every night, you will be his pious little mouse. And if he wishes you to sodomize him with his mother's hairbrush, you will do that.
This show is wild.
Sacred duty.
Denisha with the hairbrush. Child, this show is wild. If you're not watching this show, you need to watch this show. This show is wild, y'all. This is not what I expected at all. This is hilarious. This show is wild. This is a wild show, y'all.
Then we shouldn't have a problem.
This is funny. This show is wild. It's lit.
So you never saw your home again?
No. Come to think of it, I didn't.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't be. Nostalgia is no friend to people like us.
So back to the 1560. She was having a little reminiscing. I like the little reminiscing that they flashback. Okay, back to 1536. She going to meet the good Lord. They decked her ass out in like she got makeup, she got a headdress, she got the bejeweled bodice of her dress. Like she looking like I don't even know. It's like it looks tacky as hell. But I guess even though she looked tacky, all the servants are all like she looked like she wearing a damn costume. But okay, and she over here sweating. They got white stuff all over her face. Like ugh. That's a beautiful French castle. It's beautiful. I wonder is that all CGI? Because it was beautiful. It's gorgeous. Oh, imagine having to carry people around. They didn't put her in a carriage. They carried her on in this carriage thing.
It's like a giant goose egg.
Typical Italian gaudiness.
They like typical Italian gaudiness.
Buongiorno. Welcome.
Oh my God, is that called Meanie from Star Trek? It sure is. That's my dude. That's called Meanie from Star Trek. He said buongiorno, and he's like Scottish. They looking at her like, what in the hell is she wearing?
May I present my niece? The Casino Academy.
They looking at her like, what in the hell? She's like a damn clown.
For your son, the Duke of Orleans.
What is it? Some sort of aquatic slug?
Oh no.
Not the one I have to marry. Thank God.
What's she got stuck to her feet?
There's the question of the dowry.
They're like, what the hell is she wearing? What is that on her? They like, she look like a slug.
You are short the amounts we agreed on.
He lied to me.
That is an installment with more to follow.
It's dangerous to travel with you.
Oh, they didn't pay the whole dowry. It's an
The
installment.
balance will be dispatched as soon as I return to Florence.
Pay no attention. The Duke of Guise, like the rest of his family, thinks only of money.
As a convert to the Protestant faith, I of course place no value whatsoever on worldly possessions. However, we would not want your subjects thinking of our court was in the business of bargain hunting, would we?
Oh no.
This
They throwing
is a
shade.
teachable moment, I think. Do we trust the Pope to pay the rest of the dowry and proceed as planned? Or do we call the whole thing off to save our reputation? What would you do if I were dead and gone and you were already king?
Lord.
If it were a thing of beauty, we could overlook such things, but it most certainly is not.
Oh, damn, he throwing shade. This show is wild, y'all. Y'all need to watch this show. This show is wild. This show is wild. It's lit.
My uncle, His Grace the Pope, is too modest. He is also offering the Duchy of Urbino with its wealth of farmland.
What you say?
And
he like, what you say? What you talking about, girl? What you talking about?
a sign of
Girl, we're not offering all that, girl. Just shut the fuck up.
Forgiveness of the Bourbons family's abandonment of the church. God forgives you. But only if this union be.
This is funny. This show is funny, y'all.
Bit over the top, don't you think?
His opinion didn't matter. This was strictly for the Catholics of the house.
A good Catholic girl is exactly what this court needs.
If you say so.
This is for the Catholics of the house.
We happily accept your increase in
She said that she got on her knees. She bent the knee. Talking about this is just for the Catholics of the house. This we just down here. You know, this is for the Catholics.
De Medici in marriage with their son Henry, Duke of Orleans.
Lovely. Congratulations. The French and the match has been accepted. I don't think we're clear. You have to stay in favour long enough to get pregnant. Do you think you can manage that?
He's like, you have to stay in favor long enough to get pregnant, girl. You think you can manage that?
Well, shall we go and meet the groom?
Now they finally get to meet the groom. I guess they're having a jousting tournament. I guess. Oh
God. There he is, our second son.
His athletic skills have developed nicely. Really? Henry is dedicating his win to Diane de Poitiers.
A relation of yours, Henry?
A cousin, though we've never met.
Diane has been like a
I didn't know that Catherine and Diane de Poitiers have been.
Then something terrible happened. The worst thing that could happen to someone like us. I fell in love.
Oh, she fell in love.
Second son, Henry, Duke of Orleans.
The real Henry Duke of Orleans, he was not bad looking. He was a good looking dude.
Getting real life than your portrait. Did you see that?
Majesty.
Impressive. You rode well.
As you taught me. Did you watch the joust further?
I did not. One joust is the same as the next to me. And my son is always practicing war. When I was his age, I was leading armies. You kids go and have fun. Get to know each other. After all, you will be married. Hmm?
That's awkward as hell.
I'm so sorry. Right.
Y'all gonna be married, so y'all be alright.
Come with me. I'm gonna show you the pond if you don't mind. It's
Yo, no. I do not like Diane de Poitiers. Like, she's scandalous.
See.
I can't look after myself, mind you. Not that I can imagine one of my subjects meaning me any harm.
Certainly not.
Or you, for that matter, now that this sorry.
It's alright.
Now that this treaty between our two nations has been forged.
That's so awkward.
Bring Charles V to heel.
Treaty. He's too shy to say the word marriage. Sweet, no? It's a cunning move on behalf of your father and my uncle.
I thought so as well.
Is he very close to Madame de Poitiers?
Mm-hmm. She's a wonderful woman. She's
I bet.
She's taught me so much.
She's my cousin.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? She's your cousin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta look that up. I didn't know Diane de Poitiers.
No wonder we get along so well.
Oh. Oh.
That's a frog. She about to run away.
Pick him up.
Come on.
He's tiny and he's sweet and he wants to say hello.
Oh, they kind of cute together. They kind of cute.
Sing to it.
I can see, spoiler alert, I can see why they had 10 kids. They kind of cute together. It's kind of sweet. But it's going to be rocky as fuck as first.
It's cool. A trick I learned as a boy. All animals are musical. It was the last thing my mother told me before she died.
I never knew my mother. I will always believe that one day at least my love was required.
I like that they talk to the camera. They break the fourth wall.
Nobody can tell me it wasn't.
I like this show. I really do. Like this is, like I said, totally not what I expected at all. This is totally not what I expected. So it's a surprise. It's like better than what I expected. It's not like the other shows. Like I watched Becoming Elizabeth, and it was kind of dry. You know, it was a little dry. No, she didn't. No, she did that, bro. Did not just tell her to get up and move. Talk about girl, get up and move, girl.
Call me Diane. We're family, so.
Yeah, of course.
Diane Deportier, girl, you about how old? About 30 and he about 15. You're nasty heifer.
You remember my mother?
But of course.
Nasty heifer.
Such a beauty. Just like you.
Feel very lucky.
We were watching the Serpent Queen. Let's see, what part am I at? I am at 36 minutes and 19 seconds in. I got 12 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
He's the best man I know.
She nasty. She a straight.
I love your dress. I always wear black and white since my husband died. Next few days, I suppose you could say. I'm sorry. Well, don't be a widow.
She a total predator.
It's the best thing a woman can hope to be. You get to get the money, and if you are sufficiently devout, no one expects you to take another husband. It is the closest thing we have to freedom.
I guess, girl.
If I weren't so fond of Henry, I'd wish you the same.
Yeah, she's fond of Henry.
Perhaps she'd like.
They was knocking the boots, Gina. They was down to get friction on.
Sister of Francis.
I think she was like 30.
She'd rather go to bed with a dog than a king. Oh, not that it matters. Francis. Lately, he's been very busy with his latest conquest, Underdog, said to be capable of unspeakable things in the bedroom. Charles of
His wife just sitting there like whatever.
True aristocrats, he's not very bright.
What in God's name is this contraption?
Converted to Protestantism, purely for political gain.
Must be Italian.
Then you have the Duke of
He looking at the fork, telling him must be Italian.
His titles bought and paid for.
Mercia's daughter. I rather have my niece broken than to bed to the Medici.
Oh, I'm sure that can be arranged.
You read Montmorency, the King's Lonely Dog.
Clever Francis to invite the Sultan.
Everyone knows it was your idea, Montmorency. The rest of Europe is absolutely fucking terrified of him.
Useful ally, wouldn't you say?
Together, they form the Privy Council, and they despise each other. The only thing they have in common is they.
I like the band in the background. They're just like the fake playing, like it's so fake. Look at Charles dance, my dude. Bannister.
To the couple's eternal happiness, as God in heaven intended it.
And I would like to propose a toast to the unity of France and Italy, a new era of peace and prosperity.
Don't worry.
They getting their dance on. I like her dress. It's beautiful. Look at the little person. She looking hard. She's just like, okay, why am I dancing with her? Like, what kind of weirdo?
It's a nasty wedding night, cousin. You know what is expected of you.
She's like, yeah.
Let me give you a piece of advice. Do not let your husband fail. I know him well. Be yourself. Be bold. That's what Henry wants. Yeah.
She like, yeah.
We are on. depending on you.
Dang, we're all depending on you. Like, okay, they got fireworks. See, she should have known something was going on with that heifer. Do they all gotta be watching while they consummate their relationship? They all gotta be in there watching? Now wait a minute. I don't know how historically accurate this shit is. Because there's literally about 20 people in the bed chamber. So I don't know if this many people were in there. I don't think so. You'll be in there, maybe the Privy Council, maybe. But literally there's like 20 people in there, like servants, like dang, what if you just want to go to sleep? They nasty. Yeah, this has to be an over-exaggeration. I don't know.
Someone will have to take the initiative, I think.
They act like they're watching TV. Talking about, yep. Someone's going to have to take the initiative. They're like, oh boy. No, they're not commenting on their positions in bed. They were like, just pretend, just to get them out of here. This is like the worst scene ever. That was it. Like that literally lasted like 5 seconds. Like they like, good job. Clap.
A good just. But in bed, you are not the winner, Moses.
Then his dad, like, did his dad just like score on him, talking about you weren't that good?
Did you not hear me? I said, get out!
He's telling her to get out. Like, wait, what just happened? What is going on? What the hell just happened? He just told her to get out. What for? Lord, what? Dang, he want him done for real. Like, get out. What? He mad at her for what? Everybody's fault he lasts about 5 seconds. Shit.
Drink this. Which basin?
I mean, that was rude. Get out.
Henry.
She like, whoa, wait a minute. Come on now. The wedding day, he already in bed with another woman.
They were lovers.
Yes.
Wow.
And do you know what I learned that day?
That
you could overcome every obstacle put in front of you, but you couldn't win the heart of the man you loved?
No.
She said, nah.
I learned never to trust a single soul.
Right. 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 Right.
No, it wasn't me. This is a mistake. Where are you taking me? Where are you taking me, please? Let go of me. It wasn't me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. I didn't do anything. Come on, I didn't do anything.
She said she learned that day not to trust a single soul.
Jesus died for somebody's sins, but not mine.
The old girl stole another orange. She said she learned never to trust a single soul.
Wild cord in my sleeve, thick, hard stone. My sins, my own, they belong to me.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was wild. This is supposed to be, I think, based upon a book with the same title, The Serpent Queen. That was episode 1, y'all. What did y'all think? Have you watched this show? This show was definitely not. I thought this was just gonna be a straightforward bodice ripper, straightforward, like one of the the White Queen, the Red Queen, Becoming Elizabeth, these other shows that are on Starz. I was not expecting it to be this fun, this funny, this sexy. I did not expect this at all. This show is definitely something I will keep watching from week to week to week to week to week. This show is definitely my vibe. Like, in the way they break the fourth wall, they talk to the camera. Yeah, this is it. They playing hard and fast with the history a little bit and the timelines and stuff like that. But that's what I expect from historical fiction, because basically these shows are just historical fiction. They're not history. But I'm expecting some kind of serious, straightforward show. When I saw the trailer don't do this show justice at all. It doesn't really convey what this is at all. So yeah, I'm loving it. This is something new. This is something different. I would say if you love Gentleman Jack, and it's like, I don't know if the same people that did Gentleman Jack did the show, but I love Gentleman Jack. I watched both seasons of Gentleman Jack. It's one of these shows I can watch over and over and over and over and over again. But it has the same kind of quippy feel of Gentleman Jack. And I wondered, did the same people did that show? If you have not watched Gentleman Jack, it's historical fiction as well. It's based on a true story. Especially if you're into LGBTQA type things, then that Gentleman Jack, I'm straight as a board, but I enjoy all kinds of lesbian and gay and queer and all kinds of things like that. So yeah, this is the feeling it gives me. I couldn't think of it. I was like, this reminds me of something else. Gentleman Jack. And I love it. I love the zippiness, the fastness. I love they mix in like modern aspects with the historical fiction. And so that makes it a bit more relatable. And then there's comedy aspects. Just, some things are crass, some things are rude, some things are sad, some things are happy. I absolutely positively is digging this show. So I'm definitely going to watch. I'll probably start watching every Wednesday. Tomorrow I'll be back to watch Rings of Power live at I think it's like 8:00 my time, Central Standard Time. I'll be watching this show. I don't know what schedule I'm going to get. Like I said, I just decided to watch this. I was watching some history stuff on YouTube, and they brought up the Serpent Queen, and I was like, yeah, maybe I should watch this and turn the camera on and get to watching it. But I'll definitely be back here. I guess I'll try to do the Serpent Queen. I got to figure out what day it actually comes on. I think it comes on Sunday. But until I catch up, in the meantime, I'll start watching this on hopefully Tuesday nights. because I don't have anything scheduled on Tuesday nights. And like I said, I was gonna do Andor Tuesday nights or Wednesday nights. I don't know which one. I'll figure it out. Like I said, I was gonna watch Andor every Wednesday, but Andor is just like it's not very fascinating. It's not very interesting. I've tried, but Andor is just not. Andor is not that girl right now. Like I may review it, but and then when I did an Andor video, it didn't generate that many views and that much buzz. Not saying that I do things for likes and clicks, but I would have thought Andor being Star Wars would have generated more interest. But so far, I'm interested to see what the ratings are going to be a month from now, because it has not generated that much interest. There's some people who review the show really like it, but it just, I don't see a lot of people talking about it. I just see a bunch of people saying it was kind of slow and boring. Like Rings of Power, the views and the ratings come out this weekend. So we'll see, like, as time goes on, because the Nielsen ratings and viewership numbers are always like a month behind. So, or 2 or 3 weeks behind. So I'm anxious to see how it's doing compared to House of the Dragon, and just how it's doing in general, not compared to anything else. But the Serpent Queen, definitely on Starz. Give it a watch. Come back here every week. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Have you seen this show? Are you planning to see this show? Is it something that you were interested in? Even if you don't like history, even if you're not into European history and medieval shit and all that, this is kind of, it's like a medieval soap opera. And it doesn't take itself too serious, and that's what I like about it. So even if you're not into this kind of genre, I can see people, of all interest watching this kind of show and enjoying it. And so far, I'm liking it. I'd give it 2 thumbs up. This episode, I give it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. Some twists and turns that kind of ended on a cliffhanger. So we'll see what happens next week with the Rahima. We'll see what happens with her. So yeah, so great show. And it's time. Good evening, good night, good day to wherever you're at, you're watching this. Until next time, folks. And again, like I said, if you can't be famous, then you might as well be infamous. Bye, y'all. Peace.